This year marks the 40th anniversary of Prince's landmark Purple Rain movie and soundtrack album. The soundtrack was released on June 25th, 1984, spent 24 weeks at #1 on the Billboard charts, and sold more than 10 million copies in the United States alone. Purple Rain is one of the most successful soundtrack albums in history. Purple Rain the movie hit theaters on July 27th, 1984, and went on to gross more than $70 million at the domestic box office, making it a bona fide summer blockbuster. With the enduring popularity of Purple Rain, the movie is currently being adapted into a Broadway musical. Its debut is set for spring 2025 in Prince's hometown, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Upon its release, Purple Rain became an instant cultural phenomenon, a modern-day classic, and continues to inspire people from all walks of life and every generation all over the world, myself included. Here are 3 lessons I learned as a music fan, a filmmaker, and as a human being from this groundbreaking rock and roll musical. Number 1, people of different races can live, love, and create together. When I saw Purple Rain in the summer of '84, I was blown away. I was a naive, innocent, sheltered 11-year-old from an interracial family with a black mom, a white stepfather, and biracial siblings. In Purple Rain, I saw an interracial family like mine reflected on screen. In the movie, Prince's character, the kid, has a white mom and a black father, similar to my own household. Granted, the interracial family depicted in Purple Rain is dysfunctional, but I know from my own experience that families are far from perfect, and I appreciated the representation nonetheless. Seeing a non-traditional family portrayed on screen, I can't even tell you how affirming that was to me. Number 2, the power of diversity. In Purple Rain, Prince's character not only comes from an interracial family, but he has formed an interracial family of his own with his multicultural band, The Revolution. The phenomenal worldwide success of Purple Rain shows that diversity truly is a strength. I had the privilege of seeing Purple Rain again on the big screen this summer in June 2024 during Celebration, the annual event that the Prince Estate holds in Minneapolis each year. During a panel discussion following the new 4K screening of the movie, members of the Revolution, Wendy Melvoin, Lisa Coleman, Matt Fink, aka Dr. Fink, Mark Brown, aka Brown Mark, and Bobby Rivkin, aka Bobby Z, shared behind-the-scenes anecdotes from the making of the movie and the recording of the album. Wendy shared that while Prince was working out the rough, early version of the song Purple Rain with the band, she contributed the now familiar opening chords. Dr. Fink contributed the closing chords. And I've listened to Purple Rain as many of us have, especially us diehard Prince fans. I've listened to that song hundreds, if not thousands of times. But it was only recently that I realized the closing chords sound like falling rain. It's interesting that every time you listen to Prince's music, you can kind of discover something new. Everyone in the Revolution played a significant role in the success of the movie, the album, and the subsequent tour. In addition to being a virtuoso bass player, Mark Brown contributed choreography. He mapped out the intricate steps that the band executes, including the iconic choreography from the When Doves Cry music video. All of the members of the Revolution had to multitask while they were performing, and Bobby Z, the drummer, is no exception. He had to program drum machine parts and drum live, and he had to follow Prince's often subtle, sometimes even undetectable cues from the stage when they were doing the Purple Rain tour. Bobby Z shared that Brown Mark, in addition to playing bass and being the choreographer and executing steps himself, would also be the person who cued Bobby Z while they were performing because Prince's cues were kind of blocked from Bobby Z's view on the drum riser by all the sound equipment. And Prince's cues were as subtle as sometimes he would tell the band, When I drop this handkerchief onto the floor, when the handkerchief lands, start playing a certain note. Obviously, the members of the Revolution and all of the musicians that Prince has collaborated with over the years are world class. Number 3, there are many places that movies can be made outside of the traditional entertainment hubs of New York and Los Angeles. In Purple Rain, Prince's Minneapolis looks a lot like my own hometown, Columbus, Ohio, a mid-sized Midwestern city. As a young person of color, dreaming of breaking into the movies someday, Prince's success made my own dream seem like it wasn't so far away. Movie magic can happen anywhere. To round out this video, here are photo highlights from my amazing experience celebrating the 40th anniversary of Purple Rain with fans from around the world. It does my heart good to know that Prince's legacy will live on for generations to come. Thank you for watching.
My name's Tessie, and I'm from Minnesota.
Okay.
Angela, and I'm from Houston.
Okay. So are you guys here for celebration?
Yeah.
So what do you think of it so far?
We didn't actually go to celebration. We went more to the events. We came to see, the Revolution. We did the block party. We went to Paisley Park 2 times and did 2 different tours. So yeah.
But all in all, it's been a fantastic trip as always. So never deny that.
Right.
Anything to do with Prince is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why do you think Purple Rain is still relevant 40 years later?
Because it was a masterpiece. Everything, it just, all of it, the music, the outfits, the band, the city, like everything, it's just, it's a timeless, what did we say about the mural the other day? They have the mural in downtown and it's a historical landmark. And I feel like Purple Rain is a historical landmark in, just history of film and music, so.
I agree completely. Yeah, it's when the movie came out, it was something nobody had ever seen before, and it just drove people to want to go see it continuously, and they just absorbed music. And to the people now that are just discovering it, they are in for a journey because there's so much music of his that'll just keep leading you down that great path. Yeah.
Do you think Prince was an artist that that will sort of see that level of talent again in our lifetimes? Or?
I don't believe so.
Never.
I really don't.
Never.
There's too much auto-tune, and now there's AI, and it's not. I just often wonder what he would think.
Just like Prince said in one of those videos, he says, "My microphone is on."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
right.
there's just, and not only that, but just everything about his creative, soul. He's just, there was everything. I mean, people that love Prince know the depth and just the rabbit holes that you go down of genius, straight up. There's tons of famous people in the world that use him as a reference and as inspiration. For me as a photographer, it's the same thing for me. I consider myself an artist as well. So, it's just, it all ebbs and flows together. So, yeah.
does. It's great. I've listened to his music since I was 13 years old, and that's a long time ago, but I was hooked ever since then, and you just can't deny that he's legendary. He just is. In one word, he's legendary. So.
If you like this video, please leave a comment, share it, and subscribe to my channel.